Hi guys, so in this video I will be talking about how I cleared my CMA US in almost 9 month period, almost 9 months period with my job, and also without having any coaching, a proper coaching. I have doing all of that through self study. See, now it's totally depends on a person to person. He wants to go for the coaching and or he wants to go for a self study, right? I would say if you are a working professional, if you are in a job, you need to complete your CMA. You don't go for the offline coaching. If you feel that you cannot do it with only CMA material which you get, and you cannot do self study, you need to take coaching is important for you then, because if you don't understand the accounting, you don't understand the budgeting, you don't understand the ratios in the CMA part 2, then it will be really hard for you to make it happen, right? So honestly, don't go with that fact. If you really want this, if you really want to clear this in early, I would suggest you can take coaching if you feel that you will not be able to clear it without any coaching. If you have not confidence, I have cleared it with self study. Part 1, I have seen some YouTube videos were there. Also, if like some concepts I was not able to understand, I have taken some YouTube videos. Maybe you can search the according to the concept's name, right? Then you can clear it. But I have cleared like this, and it is also possible. Many people used to say that you cannot clear CMA without coaching. See, everything is possible in this world. Coaching is just an industry. You have to understand they are just a money making industry. If you want it, you can purchase from them. If you want it, you can purchase. I will suggest some of the coachings. It is not sponsored as always, you all know, but I don't want to suggest any kind of coaching. If you want, you can message me. I will tell you what coaching you can prefer, but I don't want to take any one of the coaching names, because everyone is here to make money, right, from you. You have to understand this exam you can clear it on your own. Everyone knows it, you also know it, but you need a consistency and consistency. Let's suppose you have a CMA climb book, right? You can purchase it also. You have taken CMA climb book. Now how you can read if you are doing a self study? I will be talking about in this whole video about the self study. I'm not talking about the all of these coaching, some education coachings which are their names. Many people are not able to clear from that coachings, and it is true. Many coaching used to provide you placement assistant, but still you have to clear your interview, right? You will not be able to clear your interview if you will not be able to do it, right? Now let me tell you how you can clear it. CMA consists of two parts: CMA part 1 and CMA part 2. CMA part 1 consists of planning, budgeting, and all of that till section F. And now from September 2024, syllabus is changed, right? So you need to check on the LOS, because you are not in the coaching. Check upon the LOS statements, learning outcome statements, because in this they will be specified, and Glim book has everything. If you are not able to understand Glim book, because see, Glim book is really hard. If you are not able to understand the language of Glim book, don't go for it. Then you can go for Hawk International, or you can go for the Wiley, because their English is really easy in these books. But for MCQ part, I would suggest you go with the Glim material MCQs, because it is really deeper and harder MCQs will be there. So I will really suggest you to go with that also. If you have purchased a Hawk material, let's suppose you don't have any coaching, but you can still understand some MCQs. But their MCQs in Hawk, I believe, are really easy, but Climb MCQs are really hardest of the hardest you can ever see in the Climb, and it will really intensify your knowledge about the CMA, and you will be able to see that how this knowledge can enhance your mindset in the Climb. And then the real exam will be looking really easy for you. This exam is not much harder what everyone used to say. Yes, for a self study guy it will be hard. For those need to do self study who will be able to do it. If you are kind of a student who is only in his graduation, I would suggest you Don't go for the self-study, go with the coaching, and you can do it with your graduation also. It will be really really good for you. But I'm talking about for the working professional. If you are from a working professional, you need to understand it properly, that you have to give your time properly. If you are doing a self-study, make a proper short notes. Book is really 600 pages books. Both books completed 1200 pages books. It is not easy to understand each and every part, and I would suggest you to write each and everything which you can see. Like in the part 1 financial accounting, some entries are there, some things are there which you will not be able to understand from your own. Maybe if you don't know the concepts of the finance deeper, if you are from a science background, I would surely suggest you to don't go for the coaching. Don't go with the coaching, don't go with the self study. I would suggest, if you're a working professional, you are already from, let's suppose, an FP&A background, you are actually from a accounts payable background or a good finance background, you could have understanding of these things also. So you can, I'm not saying that it will be easy for you, you can still prefer coaching. I would always still prefer for you coaching only, if you are not as efficient and as good as in the consistency, because consistency is the biggest thing in this world. If you are a person who feels sleepy every day, you cannot study for 2 to 3 hours, you can take a live class, from any coaching every day, so that they will at least teach you and you can at least learn. If you are not able to get up to the live class, go with the recorded classes. If you are not consistent enough, go with the live classes. But if you are so much consistent, you can study every single day, you can study every single Saturday Sundays, you need to take a self study, because I know coaching will be cost you 50,000 60,000 live classes for one part, and almost 1 lakh rupees for both the parts coaching. And you can complete your CMA without coaching, maybe at least in your less than almost in 1 lakh rupees you can clear it, almost 1 lakh and 1 lakh 10,000. But with coaching it can cost up to 2.5 lakhs. That's why I'm saying you go with the flow, go with the area which you feel good for you, right? Honestly. Now for a working professional, like you can make your notes. Let's suppose I will show you my CMA notes for this. See guys, try to make your short notes. I have made really efficient notes for the CMA, because I know I would not be able to clear it before making any kind of efficient notes. So this is the only one copy notes which I have made for CMA. Only one. I have made all the short notes. Let's suppose I have part 2. If you will study, you will see the capital budgeting process in that. I have taken the what it includes, like buying equipment, building facilities, you will acquire a business. For these things you will ask me for a capital budgeting, right? You need planning, you need controlling investment. So let's suppose CMA part 2 has section till F and it has 15 components. CMA part 1 is tougher, mainly people used to say this, but in my opinion CMA part 2 is more interesting than CMA part 1. If you have really understanding of cost management, budgeting and all, so you can clear CMA part 1 easily as compared to CMA part 2. CMA part 1 consists of ratios and all. It will be really interesting for you. Risk management is there and it consists of 15 components. So I would suggest for a working professional, firstly coaching one, you can understand from your coaching. I would suggest you guys go with the CMA part 2 first. CMA part 2 you guys can clear it on a first attempt also. CMA part 1 you need some kind of consistency and a deeper understanding more. So CMA part 2, I am not saying CMA part 2 is less easier, but in my opinion, go with the CMA part 2 first, then go with the CMA part 1. It will be more important for you then. You can understand it more and you will get an interest in the CMA, and then you can easily clear CMA part 1 also. That's why guys, I would suggest you guys go with that flow. And now let's talk about the examination pattern, guys. Okay, so examination pattern is, it consists of 100 questions in 4 hours. In 3 hours you need to do, not 4 hours. Total complete exam is of 4 hours. Last is your essay type. Essay type consists of 2 essays will come up, and nowadays, up to till now, what I know is essay type consists from 4 to 6 questions in each essay. So let's suppose if your essay type is actually easy, then they can give up to you 6 questions in one essay. If your essay type is actually hard, they can give you 4 questions in one essay or 5 questions in one essay, and you need to write to the point. Don't write it in a inefficient manner. Don't bunk it up. Don't spread out all your understanding. Whatever is asked, just write that only. You will be able to make it, guys. Just understand this examination is not hard. Many people used to fail 6 7 8 times just because they are not making a proper planning. You need a proper planning for any kind of examination. You can clear it in less than 9 months also, but I would suggest surely it will take up to you 1.5 years, because you need a deeper understanding. I would suggest go with the 1.5 years timeline. Don't fuck it up that I need to clear it if within 9 months only, I need a good job. No, you take your time. It's a professional degree, so take your sum of your part of your time. If you're earning less, don't worry, give yourself some time, switch your job also. If you're not getting your time, Saturday Sundays is not off, then you can, one day will be off, right? You can work and study in that period also. Relax and study properly. This is the end of the video, and thank you so much guys for all the support. If you will give me, I will always come back with more CMA